56 people died and hundreds were injured in Britain's worst atrocity since the Lockerbie bombing. But do we know what really happened that day?
We know that these people act in the name of Islam.
The capital. Let's go to the Prime Minister at Glen Eagles.
I'm just going to make a short statement to you on the terrible events that have happened in London earlier today. And I hope you understand that at the present time we're still trying to establish exactly what has happened, and there's a limit to what information I can give you. And I'll simply try and tell you the information as best I can at the moment. It's reasonably clear that there have been a series of terrorist attacks in London. There are obviously casualties, both people that have died and people seriously injured. Thoughts and prayers, of course, are with the victims and their families. It's my intention to leave the G8 within the next couple of hours and go down to London and get a report face-to-face with the police and the emergency services and the ministers that have been dealing with this, and then to return later this evening. It is the will of all the leaders at the G8, however, that the meeting should continue in my absence, that we should continue to discuss the issues that we were going to discuss. And reach the conclusions which we were going to reach. Each of the countries around that table has some experience of the effects of terrorism, and all the leaders, as they will indicate a little bit later, share our complete resolution to defeat this terrorism. It's particularly barbaric that this has happened on a day when people are meeting to try to help the problems of poverty in Africa and the long-term problems of climate change and the environment. Just as it is reasonably clear that this is a terrorist attack or a series of terrorist attacks, it's also reasonably clear that it is designed and aimed to coincide with the opening of the G8. There will be time to talk later about this. It's important, however, that those engaged in terrorism realize that our determination to defend our values and our way of life is greater than their determination to cause death and destruction to innocent people in a desire to impose extremism on the world. Whatever they do, it is our determination that they will never succeed in destroying what we hold dear in this country. And in other civilized nations throughout the world. Thank you.
The authorities swiftly blamed 4 British Muslims. But since then, a whole series of questions have been raised about 7/7.
The official story, if you look at it under a close magnifying glass, doesn't appear to make sense.
Why did the government say the bombers travelled to London on a train that never ran? What was this van from a controlled demolition firm doing next to the blown-up bus? This inflammatory internet video says 7/7 was an inside job.
The 4 Muslims, actors or patsies?
Were these men really suicide bombers? Or were they framed?
The government story is actually a pack of lies. These 4 lads accused could not have done it.
To many survivors, these are outrageous allegations.
Going around saying people who were murderers are innocent is a lie.
But there is suspicion. Some research suggests around 1 in 4 British Muslims think the government or MI5 were involved in 7/7.
Accept the government version of 7th of July.
Programmes like this may be very controversial, but hopefully there will be people in the police service and in the security service and in government who will realise how important conspiracy theories are.
Tonight we're going to test the conspiracy theories about 7/7. To separate fact from fiction. Thursday, 7th of July 2005 began unlike any other working day. London was basking in glory.
At the Games of the 30th Olympiad in 2012 are awarded to the City of London.
But the euphoria was to be short-lived. A deadly plot was entering its final stages. According to the official account of 7/7, 3 British Muslims left Leeds in the early hours, intent on mass murder. Just before 5 a.m, they stopped for petrol. One quibbled with the cashier over his change. At Luton Station, they met the 4th member of the cell, carrying rucksacks filled with explosives. The 4 men caught a train. London's commuters could not know what was coming their way. Among them was Rachel North. Just before 8:30, the 4 men were caught on CCTV in King's Cross, heading towards the Underground. At Finsbury Park Station, Rachel waited for a westbound Piccadilly line train. After letting several go by, she got in the first carriage.